A warm welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Monday, May 10th. The family and friends of a St. George man are struggling to come to grips with his tragic death. The 21-year-old went missing yesterday afternoon at the hot pot near Brighton Beach, where he was enjoying a sea bath with friends. Our Kareem Smith has the story.
The hearts of many in the communities of Dash Valley St. George and Haggett Hall St. Michael are aching following the death of 21-year-old Giovanni Moise, who was one of their own. His body was discovered in the waters just off of the hot pot after he fell into difficulty on Sunday afternoon and went missing.
We started with the initial search along the shoreline and out to sea in the general area. Sometime around 20 past 8, the body of Javon washed up in that area here. Now, we were quite fortunate that we recovered the body, and that brings a little closure to the family. Certainly to Cindy, the mother, and Ansel, the father, we have already expressed our condolences to the family and the relatives here. They're all distraught.
Yesterday, here, my dad decided to come up in the beach. I got a little son called passed the lockdown long. So he ended up telling me that we got a little son on the beach. We can't on here, man, laugh and I think, you know. We can't on here long, he ended up getting me water. So he ended up hollering for me and telling me, "Ma, come in." So he ended up getting in on. And I ended up coming back up, but he was still there. So then, like, I took my leg off him, and then when I glanced back, like, I could see he, like, drifting out. So we ended up hollering for him, and I tell him, "Ma, the money can't on, we going on back outside." And he respond on him. So I tell myself, it look funny. So then we see he sink the first thing. My partner, Gilly, ended up telling me, "Yo, Carlo, go for his boy." So then when I swim, I went out, but, you know, like, he was going out, but he was still swimming. And we got a girl there far out now. My body, I think, so I got a week. Got the third. And my partner, Maka, and that kind of helped me so. But when we got, like, a girl there in front of him, he sink again. So when I dive on the water, I can't see no one, and I come back up. But the last time I see it, when he come back up, like, he had this look on his face, like just help me, Cardo. And it just, like, tear me down there, they don't know what they're afraid to do.
Tell me about your son.
He was quiet, man. He was cool, man. He wasn't destructive, no, nothing. He was cool.
You guys were close?
Yeah, he lived in the same neighborhood as me.
And any fond memories of him?
No, you know, he just, like, he doing mechanic work and stuff like that. Yeah, he just, like, hanging out with the fathers and thing.
Prime Minister Mia Mottley today promised residents living in rural parishes they are in line to benefit from more government services. She gave the assurance while speaking at the official reopening of the St. Joseph Outpatient Clinic in Horse Hill this morning. She said this would include housing opportunities, adequate garbage disposal, transportation, and accessibility to medical services.
This government made it clear that what matters to us is the delivery of effective and efficient services to our people. But regrettably, it's not only as simple as building a building or refurbishing a building. It also requires a mindset that allows us to understand that the people who have to deliver the services must be given the requisite training, must have the appropriate knowledge, but must equally have the appropriate attitude, because the people whom we serve are the people who are our aunts, our family, our teachers, our godparents, the people with whom, in a small society, we have to live together.
A vexing issue for the parish of St. Joseph has been persistent water outages. Motley assured the residents relief is coming even before the Vineyard project, expected to deliver water to St. Joseph, is completed.
We don't have to wait for that, because what we are doing, and hopefully within 2 weeks, we shall have the 3 million gallons from the Ionics plant that has been out of commission. Those 3 million gallons have been out of commission since September last year because of a fouling of the membranes, which is a very technical phrase for the fact that they can't use it. They've gotten the membranes, they've gotten the variable frequency drives, I believe, are coming in tomorrow, and there are things that they can do that will allow us, at last, to be able to pump water back down Highway 1, and then when we get of that 3 million gallons, to take 2.25 million gallons up to Trent's And when we get it to Trents, we will send some to Shop Hill and some to Apes Hill. That will mean that without prejudice to Vineyard being finished for the residents of St. Joseph, and without prejudice to St. Stephen's Lodge Hill pipeline being done for the benefit of the residents who take off of the Shop Hill Reservoir, in other words, Bagatelle and Edge Hill Heights and Shop Hill, etc., that we will have enough water hopefully flowing in about 2 weeks' time that will allow the Shop Hill Reservoir and the Apes Hill to be able to send water to those two areas so that eastern St. Joseph can start to get water on a more regular basis without the pressure that it has had to face.
There's a new app to crack down on bullying and other deviant behavior among the nation's school children. The Safe Zone Report It app, an initiative of the Ministry of Education, Supreme Counseling for Personal Development, and the Maria Holder Trust, was officially launched this morning. Chief Executive Director of Supreme Counseling, Sean Clark, says it will allow anyone to send a brief report about an incident to the relevant authorities.
The application offers the option of sending a report anonymously. This is one of the app's most compelling features. It removes the main factors that deter students and other members of the society from reporting bullying incidences and other negative behaviors displayed by our students. In some instances, students are often afraid that the culprits might discover their identity and victimize them.
Education Minister Cynthia Bradshaw believes the app will help to build a new culture where all stakeholders play a part in assisting the nation's children.
We want them to basically report behaviors that obviously can lead to students then being bullied, or in some cases violent acts being committed against each other, or certainly innocent bystanders. I think the fact that the public now has an opportunity to participate in this whole of community, whole of country approach is also particularly important, because it is now again a reminder to them that it's not just about the students or the principals and the schools or the Ministry of Education intervening in what we see as sometimes our young people going down the wrong road. At the end of the day, I think Barbadians have lost sight being their brothers and their sisters' keeper. And that extends not only to within their households, but certainly it must extend to the wider community. And more than ever now, we have to be able to look out for the persons that will essentially become the future of this country.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, in Trinidad and Tobago, the Chief Medical Officer urges citizens to get vaccinated to protect others through herd immunity. The call comes as the country receives another shipment of the vaccines from the COVAX facility.
Approximately 70% of the population can get vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Roshan Parasram, said the more people are vaccinated, the better the chances of protecting persons through herd immunity. Some people who may not be able to take the vaccine include pregnant women, those under 18 years old, and those who have severe allergic reactions to one of the components in the vaccine.
All the rest of us, which are in blue, need to come forward and have the vaccine to protect those in orange. So that is what we do for herd immunity. When we do our calculations, again, we have approximately 1 million people who can take the vaccine, and we are asking everyone to come forward and have your COVID vaccine when it is available to you.
Last week, Minister of Health Terence Dial Singh confirmed the ministry is working with the Chinese embassy to operationalize the delivery of the Sinopharm vaccine to the country. Dr. Parasram also confirmed that the vaccine has an efficacy rate of 78%. At Monday's press conference, Dr. Parasram said the Sinopharm vaccine is safe to use on persons over 18 years old.
So the WHO has approved the manufacturing out of the Beijing plant, and they have approved, in terms of conditions of use, persons over 18. There's no upper limit, and I just stress there's no upper limit of use. So meaning 18 and above, just like AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and the other vaccines.
However, he revealed that the Sinopharm vaccines were tested in fewer patients in the 60 and above age group during Phase 3 of the trials in the United Arab Emirates. He revealed that the vaccines have been distributed in 45 countries to over 60 million people.
On the international front, Israel's army launched airstrikes on Gaza on Monday in response to rockets fired by the Islamist movement Hamas amid spiraling violence between Israeli police and Palestinian protesters.
Sounds of stun grenades, ambulance sirens, and clouds of tear gas filled the air in Jerusalem as fresh clashes between Israeli police and Palestinian worshippers break out at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. More than 300 Palestinians were injured, according to the Red Crescent, while police said several officers were hurt.
والله احنا اول شيء كانوا في المصلى القبلي والابواب انفتحوا ملان الصليب رموا غاز عليهم والناس اتخنقوا. They started to shoot the bombs and there are many dozens of injured.
Tensions are particularly high in the city as Israel celebrates Jerusalem Day, an annual celebration of Israel's capture of East Jerusalem in the 1967 war. Flag-waving nationalists traditionally parade through the Old City, home to both Muslim and Jewish neighborhoods, and is seen as a provocation by many Palestinians. In a bid to ease tension, police on Monday banned Jewish groups from visiting the holy site that houses the Al-Aqsa Mosque.
Our own police, the Israeli police, has sadly denied us to go up there, and instead we go to the Western Wall. But that is not how we understand full redemption. We want to go up to our Temple Mount. We want equal rights there.
Monday's clashes come after weeks of violence that intensified over the weekend. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu voiced support for security forces and accused, quote, forces of intolerance of trying to stop Israel's freedom to worship.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.